am so happy to get to share with you my fairy book. This is the book that Tanya, or this is not the book that Tanya and Lisa have been working on for 2 months. This is the book that me, Barbara Clark, has been working on for 2 months. So I finished it last night and I put a few tags in and I added some fuzzy things to stick out from the tags. And I had the cover all ready to go, but yesterday I decided I wanted some images on it, so I put one of the fairies from Teresa and the new stencils that I got from in the iStencil thing. I got some of those little stencils, the Donna Downey stencils. So this, I'm going to put this down on my desk and we're going to page through it. It opens, it's got 2 signatures in it, so there's one on either end. It opens like this to the first signature in a pocket, and then this flips over, and then this opens to the second signature in a pocket on the back page. So we're going to put it down in front of me on the desk and we're going to go through it, and I hope you enjoy, because I have enjoyed this a lot. Okay, thanks for watching. So here we go. Let's explore all this loveliness. There's not much to say about most of everything. Little tags I wanted to put in these big pockets in the front. I don't know why I have big pockets in the front, except that I was watching Tanya make big pockets one day and I thought, well, I probably need those. So that's why a lot of this is here. I've seen one of you making something and I thought, well, maybe I need to make it too. This is from a birthday card last year. This is half of it and the other half is in here somewhere. And I made these as big pockets, my signature covers, so each one has just a big tag in it, kind of to make it firmer. I don't know why. And then here we go. I start out with one of my flutterbys, the lady with the wings. And this is the only stencil, this one and another little one I'll point out are the only stencils that I actually had. This is a stamp that I have, so I was able to stamp that, and you'll see that in a few places. This is that, using that mask that Heather sent us. You'll see some others. You'll see some of these in Tanya and Lisa's books too. But I loved the window factor of that little thing. I just think that's so pretty. There's my little girl up close. So these pages are from a jelly print session that we did. The 3 of us did it on their live stream one day. And so they're on 9 by 12 pieces of deli paper. And I just glued them back to back. So these edges are fragile. I'm sure the centers are fragile. And that most of these images, you know, they're working with the books. You can go to fairies.com or something like that and you can download the Cicely Mary Barker fairy images. So that's what mine are. I printed out half a dozen. I printed out, most of the pictures I have in my book are plants that are in my garden. So we have a wonderful pear tree in the backyard. Comes in, we pick them on the autumn equinox. The pears are ready to start dropping and we pick them. This guy over here was a coloring page, and all the coloring pages I worked on in here are I don't remember the name of the book. This is actually from a flower book. I have a fairy book too, that I've used some coloring pages from. Actually, what I did was colored them, scanned them, and then printed them the size to fit my book. Here's the lilac fairy. All of my jelly prints came out to like here on the page. So one of my challenges throughout this book has been to, one, have pages be happy facing one another, and two, figure out what in the heck to do with the border. Sometimes I didn't really try doing anything, and sometimes I did. I love the lilac fairy. Our lilacs bloomed early, and yeah, I love the lilac fairy. This was my Guy fairy, and you probably won't recognize, but his name is Guy Fieri, and he's a big food wonk. So I saw him in one of the he's from Humboldt County where I live, and I saw his mug picture here in one of our Humboldt County, come visit Humboldt County things. Except please wait until the coronavirus is over. Anyway, so I just thought he was such a happy looking guy that I'd give him some shiny wings and make him my Guy fairy. So I don't really have to say his name, but I will say it here. So these are some more from Teresa, some images from Teresa, and that once again is Heather's mask. This is this is all shiny. This is a this is a mask I've made, or a stencil I've made from a napkin that my friend Laura Gergain sent me from Canada, and it's got these butterflies flying all over it. It's just a white colored napkin, and it's got the butterflies are all newsprint. So I scanned the piece I had left of it and printed it out, and then cut that print up to make the stencil for these. So that's what this centerfold is. I just love the shapes of those butterflies, and I love that I don't have to use it up and not have it. This is the Forget-Me-Not Fairy. Those have already bloomed out, and they're making their little seed buds that collect on the belly of the cat. And this is the tree sorrel, wood sorrel fairy. I live in the redwoods, so the redwoods are right behind my house here, standing right behind my house. Well, I don't have any wood sorrel in my yard, but this woodsy habitat is there, so I thought he'd be at home in my book. Definitely we have foxgloves in our yard, the foxglove fairy. This is this is the stencil that I have right here. And I also have a little mushroom, so you can kind of see little mushrooms here. I have a mushroom stencil. Those were the only things I had. I had to acquire everything else. So you see a lot of napkins. These are paint splotches that are actually on a napkin. I fussy cut them out of a napkin and put them down because I wanted just to throw some extra color on this page. Like here you can see where my jelly print ends up in there. Sometimes I do stuff and sometimes I don't do anything. Oh, I gotta glue him down. I needed to glue him down when I put this in the thing. Yeah, I need to do that. I'm gonna do that right there. And then I'm gonna find a piece of paper I can stick in this page before I close it. So yes, I had cut those out from a napkin, and this was a shell C technique on these napkins where you really want the colors to show and not absorb into the background. If you paint white behind it, so I painted white on all those, and let's see. Get me a piece of paper ready because I'm not going to want that to in. So there's another couple of fairies from yeah, from Teresa Church sent me a handful of little fairies. And this great image, isn't that a pretty image? If you look really closely, I don't know if you can see it in the white places. This is a printout of a picture puzzle. I do those ZMAD picture puzzles on my iPad every day. And this is one of them that I really liked last year sometime. So here's one of my jelly prints, and I just put it in here so it doesn't glue itself together and get stuck. This is the last image in this little book. This is my guitar fairy. Isn't she great? I love her. I think she's wonderful. And I made a little pocket here because I found a little pocket on my desk. I hadn't made it into anything. And then I found this is the other half of that birthday card. These great pieces of fabric are from my spouse is making. She's made 300 some masks for giveaways for the local Visiting Angels group here. And they're finding other organizations that need the masks. So she's still making masks, and I'm still getting strips of fabric to put places. So I'm happy with that. This is a little, another little, these are all blank on the back still, so they could be journaling, or I don't know. I can pull them out and give them away as gifts or whatever. But I like them in the book now. This is, I like her. She has a certain sense about her. I like her. All right. So that is my first one. So now we roll over here and we flip open to the second signature. This is a thing with a belly band on it so I can stick things in. Another one of Teresa's little fairies. I had a thought this morning about something I wanted to put up there. Now not a clue. Well, maybe one of these little, maybe a little flower like this guy. I don't know. Maybe nothing. Anyway. Pocket. This was one of my coloring pages. Again, I scanned it and printed it smaller so that it would fit on my page. And this is one of the stencils I have. The one stencil I have. No, actually, this stencil, yeah. I have the mushrooms. This is another one from Terry, I believe. These were some of the cutouts from Heather. This is another little thing that Terry put in. I thought that was so pretty. Not Terry, Teresa. Teresa Church sent me a little handful of things. Fairy things. God, my Cuttlebug cricket works, but not very happily. So this, of course, is Dandelion Fairy. You know him very well, probably, everywhere you live. This was from a friend in Canada. This was another butterfly from Heather. You can actually put those wings on somebody, but I just thought it was so pretty as a butterfly itself. I could give it a head and some antenna. I know that's not the way you're supposed to use it, probably, but I just thought it was so pretty. I wanted to use it. This is from some wrapping paper I've had forever, with the little hummers on it. This was from a Happy Mail that Lisa Swank sent me years ago. gave me years ago when we actually met in Santa Rosa. And I immediately turned it into a card and gave it to a friend. So I scan all of my cards and stuff. So I had this image and got to use it again. Lucky me. This was from my friend Laura. She sent me some tissue paper with this little character on it. This is one of my printout wings. I haven't put any words in this. There's only one page that seems to say I want words. And if the words come back to me when I get to that page, I will tell you what they are. This was the last one I did on the 28th of June while they were finishing up the covers of their book. And this is the big piece from Heather Crafter. Isn't that gorgeous? She's got a die cut that cuts that out. I just love that piece. These flowers were from the new iStencil set that I have. And then here's some more of those from that one sheet that I made my own stencil. Oh, I know. The words came back to me. So what I think I want to put on here is that song, All God's Children Got a Place in the Choir. Some sing low and some sing higher. So I think I'm going to put that out here, because it sure seems to want to go with the singing circle. This is another little piece of that same printout of the puzzle. Isn't that a pretty puzzle? That was hard to do, of course, but. And one of the challenges in doing this book like this was that, like, the butterflies were on this facing page. Where are they? See there? This is that butterfly piece that I didn't have. I had this one facing this one and this one facing this one. So I had to reprint the page on deli paper and paint the backs of them white so they'd stand out, and then put them on in two parts. And I thought that came out really good. And then this is the new stencil that I just got. I got these little things in the new iStencil set. I love these. I love this kind of background. I'm going to use these a lot on tags. I make a lot of tags because I give away tags in all the birthday cards I send out. Actually, I love this little fairy too. She's sweet. She's in a lot of the places in this book. Crocus fairies. Love the crocus fairies. Another fairy. This is when Heather sent us stuff. She sent us extra stuff. You saw it on the here. This is like deli paper. So it's really flimsy and doesn't go down very good. These white. But they're so pretty, and she cut them out because she uses, when she cuts things out on her die cut machine, she has these different layers, so she sent us all the layers. So, I used them. We had crocuses in the spring. Crocuses are long gone. Willow. I love the willow fairy. I have a twisted willow out and back that's very happy. But I don't have a weeping willow like this. And I just love the weeping willows. So she's in there because I love willows. Isn't that beautiful? These are all the Cicely Mary Barker pictures. This is a napkin that somebody sent me. This is my last page, another napkin, and the flying in fairy and the bird in the tree. I love this one because you don't see very many fairies that are of a certain age like I am. And it's wonderful to celebrate with a nice little old sort of fairy. or she could be seen to be old, or just chubby, both of which apply. And that sign didn't have anything on it when I started the coloring page, but I decided to name this Sweet Tree Home. And then in the back of this one is just a blank card right now. But on this one, I'm going to do the colophon of this whole book. What it's made of, when I made it, why on earth I made it. And then I'm going to print that out on probably tracing paper or something where it just prints out and I can just cut it off and I can make it for that size. So it's not made yet. But that's what's next for this book to be completely done, is the colophon. And here's the final. Another nice big tag, place to write things if I ever feel like writing things in this book. Or else I'll pull it out and send it to somebody for a birthday. These are some of those multi-layer things that Tanya found at Dollar Tree. I found at Dollar Tree too. And my big pocket in the back that I don't know why I made it, but there it is. And that, my friends, is that. Isn't that fun? Okay then. Many, many blessings. Gotta look out for the fairies in the garden. Treat them right. And they'll bring you joy. That's all I can say about that. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye-bye.